Hi guys, Dylan here from Incandescent Imaging, developer of Caffeine for Development Log 2. Now today's development log is a bit short, but that's because a lot of stuff isn't really ready to show particularly yet. It's taking a while to get done, but I do have two things to show you today, as well as to let you know that a new demo was released 3 days ago and patched yesterday. So be sure to head over to my website, incandescentimaging.net, to grab the current download of the demo. It's based on the Avcon demo, it's non-linear, it looks great, well I think it does, and it's a lot less buggy than the previous versions. It has physics interaction, most of the stuff I showed in last week's development log, as well as Oculus Rift DK2 support, which is a little hard to get working, but I might put in the description what has worked for some people. So here we are in the Unreal Editor, and I'm in here. So I'm going to give you guys an example of the new menu system that I've been putting together over the past few days. So if I just stop it here and we hit play in the editor. So here we are inside the editor, and you may notice my shadows are really low quality. And if I press M, if I open the menu with escape, as you can see we have a really basic menu here. This is basically just for internal perp testing, but it probably will be a variant of this in the 1.0's demo when it comes out. So you can change all these on the fly, so I can like turn VSync on or off, motion blur off, big requested feature. Reflections, if you watch down here and I go low, there's well yeah, there's hardly any. Medium and then high is the max green space reflections quality. We also have material high and low, which doesn't really change much. It changes a little bit, but it also takes a little bit to change. Shadow quality, so we can go high for instance, and if I return to game for a second, we have a look at the shadows here. So if I go low, oops, low, then it's really, as you can see, medium and high. It's just allows some good changes. Then we also have AA quality, so on high, hardly any jaggies. Medium, a little bit more. Low, a lot more. And completely off. It's quite not very smooth in the background. So that's the menu system there. You can also exit the game. At the moment the settings don't save between restarts, but I'm working on that, implementing that in the next few days. So that should be alright. Also going to add a button to enable to switch between Oculus and normal mode, which is also a big requested feature, and show HUD, like the crosshair. So with that out of the way, just end that. Okay, so the second thing that the last thing that I'm going to show you today is the head bobbing blueprint. A lot of people requested asked me how I did the head bobbing in Unreal Engine 4. So if I go ahead and... So this is my character blueprint right here that controls my character, and we got the footsteps here, which is pretty basic and everything. But what people were asking me, some people on Skype and on Facebook, was how I did my camera bob within Unreal Engine 4, because there's not many tutorials around. I had the same problem. I searched for a long time before I figured out how to do it. So what I have here is it starts off in the movement input place, which should already be in your character. So I split it up with a sequence and grabbed the axis value and sent it to an equals. So if this, basically what this is doing is, if the person is moving forward, so if the value is more or less than 0, which means you're moving, then if that's true, if it's equal to 0, then it will stop the camera bob. If it's true, then it goes onto this branch, which checks if Oculus is enabled. If it is, then it doesn't use the camera bob because it makes people nauseous apparently. And if the Oculus isn't there, then it goes straight into the camera bob, uses a timeline here, which is just up and down a value, whoops, and from there that drives alert between the default position of the camera and a camera bob max variable, which I can set, which there's a default down here, but I can set it basically. So I can change it on the fly. And then from there, that goes into set a relative location to change the actual location of the camera, which is pretty simple. And what I'm planning to implement as well is a slider in the settings to change the size of the camera bob in the settings menu. So because a lot of people don't like too much camera bob, it makes them a bit nauseous even without an Oculus Rift situation. So that should be pretty good. So thanks for watching this development log about Caffeine. Be sure to check out Caffeine's Indiegogo, which is the link will be below or on the screen in an annotation. And be sure to share it around, or if you're feeling generous, to back the game to help fund its development. The more that gets back to me, the more time I have to spend on the game and not spend looking for contract work. So you can also follow me on Twitter at DilzerX, or if you go to facebook.com/caffeinegame, it should you should be able to find us. So have a good day. See you guys.